Welcome back, everybody. You are here joining us at the Menopause Love Lounge. Let's introduce the ladies. We have Junie Moon with us today. Hi, Junie.
Hey, hey.
We have Lori Gerber in the house. Lori, what's going on?
Yo, yo.
Yo, yo. We have Dawn.
Yo, yo.
We have Dawn Wiggins here with us. Hey, Dawn.
Hi, love.
Hi, Ozzy Osbourne, still carrying the name, the torch.
One and only.
The one and only. Yes, girl, rocking it. And of course, the beautiful Karen Viesta has come back from vacation and joining us on our journey today. Hey, Karen.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, hello. I'm your host, Andrea Kanoki. We are so excited to jump in on today's thing because we are talking about libido and menopause. I mean, it's weird, right?
So weird.
So weird. So weird. Okay, we've got incredible segments for you guys today. We're going to do some personal reflections where we're going to talk about where we are at with our libido right now. If we're desiring it, what our drive is, our connection. We're going to do a little bit of our cultural watch segment where we're going to give you some statistics of what the world is doing out there. And then we're going to touch on some celebrities and what they're doing. And of course, our favorite segment 3, our legs wide open segment. We are going to play a little Never Have I Ever. And we're going to find out all those dirty little libido secrets from each of us.
Word.
Can't wait for that part. So you guys have to stay tuned to hear all of that. Well, let's jump right in, you guys. Here we go. Okay. And Ozzy and Andrea are representing the Black today because we have a bit of a dying libido, I'd say.
Whoa. Whoa.
We are mourning our libido.
Mine is not dead. Okay.
It's very much alive and burning inside you, Ozzy, I've heard. Yeah. All right, you guys. So let's get started on our...
I don't know if I like it when it's burning inside me.
Yeah,
we know, Don. We know
from our UTIs is what it's burning from. That's funny. All right, we're going to start out on our personal reflections. I just want to hear from you guys. Where are you at with your libido right now? We're going to be truthful and honest because we're talking real and raw here. So, Junie, why don't you get us started? Where are you at right now with your sex life?
Okay, well, I'm going to start with where I wasn't first. You know, when menopause hit, it really shocked the heck out of me because I've always been a sexual person. I've always loved my erotic life. And when it hit, it was like what happened? I dried up. It was like razor blades for intercourse, and it really sucked. But also, I was like, where's my desire? I would be like, sex or TV? TV usually won because I really just didn't care. And I was like, where did it go? But I was like, whatever. But then I met my partner who happens to be a naturopath and functional doctor. And we started talking. I started learning about HRT. And the long story short is I'm alive. So I am a big supporter of HRT for lots of reasons. And I am loving my sex life. I am juicy. It is pleasurable. And I'm back.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
All right, Junie. I love that. That is incredible. I mean, you're looking hot, so I can only imagine what your man is thinking about you. So I love that you're back with that. I just want to say, and not to point this out, because you are the oldest of the group. And so the fact that you are like at the top of your game with sex right now is incredible.
Inspiring.
That's really amazing.
Giving life.
Yeah. And it was years. So it wasn't like, oh, it's gone forever. I brought it back.
Awesome.
You know, so there is life after the desert. Just saying.
There is. So what you're saying is you have to be really open to trying new things, to figuring out what works for you and can bring it back instead of just giving up.
Right. And this was my path. I tried a lot of different things, and this is what worked for me.
Testosterone.
Yeah. And I did it to get my muscles back and my bones back, but it brought some other things back. So yeah.
It brought the juice.
Here.
I love it. Lori, why don't you tell us about where you are at with your lovely libido right now? You're looking hot as ever too. The kitty.
Rick, I represent 30 plus years with the same man monogamously.
Wow.
My sex life is the best it has ever been. And I attribute that to all the tools we all know and use, which we can talk about later. I have never cared much about sex. Maybe when I was a teenager, I was a little horny. I don't remember being horny since then, although I'm sure Dawn has a remedy for that.
Boy, do I.
Coming soon to a theater near me. I don't think I'd mind. I wouldn't mind being a little hornier, but I have sex because it connects me with my husband. It makes him happy. And side effect, it feels really good to me and relaxes me and puts me in my proper vibes. So I have sex for many reasons that have nothing to do with my mood or whether I feel like it. And that's where I currently stand and where I have stood for the last 20 years or so. And it's working for me.
Amazing. I
Hmm.
love
I
that.
put in the hours and I
Oh,
get the results.
There
I
you go.
love that.
yes.
Beautiful.
I love that. That is so good. And that makes so much sense. And you and I actually had a discussion kind of on my other podcast from Mrs. to Ms. And you and I talked about that you set times each week or each day to have sex with your husband, right? Like you have like a morning
Each
and
week.
an evening
Let's
kind
not
of
go.
thing.
No. No. Do not misunderstand.
It was each
Morning,
week.
evening. This really shows something that's what you think. Okay. Morning and evening are communication times. We have meetings
Okay.
in the morning and the evening. That keeps us connected emotionally, spiritually, etc. Logistically. Twice a week we have sex dates, usually
Twice
in the
a week.
morning.
I gotta get that
because
right.
We still have a kid roaming
Yeah.
around the house, and I like to go to bed around 9. So
Yeah.
7
Okay.
a.m. 7 a.m. is perfect for me.
And mornings are good. That's
Yeah.
like the energy's high. We're
Fresh.
rested
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Agreed.
Ooh, I'm a night sex girl. I don't know. The morning, I'm just like, I'll just keep my eyes closed. Don't speak to me. Let's just go ahead and put it in. That's how I am. That's all
Put
I
it in
need.
No judgment about that form either.
You go, girl.
So, well, then I'll go next. So I've always been kind of down the middle of the road with sex. Like I could really take it or leave it. And sometimes I would feel like I really wanted it, but very rarely do I like really desire it. You know, like some girls are out there like, oh, I need sex. I've never been like that. I think it was for me more about the connection that I was chasing than the actual sex. So there was that. So I'll admit, I've always struggled with orgasms. So I don't get the hype. And maybe because I haven't really experienced it the way it's meant to be experienced, I definitely have them with my favorite friend, B.O.B., which is my battery operated boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because he's hot. And I can orgasm every time with that. But with an actual partner,
amazing.
it's very difficult for me. And so maybe that's why I'm not as thrilled with it. Lori, you're going to help me out on my orgasms, aren't
Just
you?
have
I mean,
to
not
ask.
literally.
I just have. Yeah, literally. How do you? When you say you don't get the hype, do you mean you don't get the hype of an orgasm, or you don't get the hype of an orgasm with a person?
I don't get
What
the
do you
hype
mean?
of what everybody's all worked up about when it's with a partner. I think I have a few times here and there from what I think it should feel like, but it feels nothing like my vibrator feels like.
So can I just ask, what is the problem with using a vibrator with your person?
Nothing. I do that as well. And I'm very clear about that up front. Like that's a big thing for me. And I try to really make it where we enjoy it together. I bring him into it. It's not like I'm sitting there like, okay, you go in the corner. I mean, I really have him like, do things and feel me up while we're doing it. And that is perfect. But every man wants to think and know that they made you have an orgasm with penetration. Yeah. And so for me, I was faking them for a while. And then I was like, you know what? No, you're good. Yeah, I was faking for a while. So go ahead.
It's scientifically proven that most women cannot have orgasms from penetration alone. So what's the problem with doing both penetration and clitoral assist? I don't understand the problem with that.
So the one that I use, just for reference, I use the one from the Sex and the City show, which is the big battery operated boyfriend. It's like a back massager because I don't like the ones that actually go in. That just doesn't do anything for me. So it goes on the outside and it goes on high. And I am like, good.
You like
so
it
then what
hard.
happens? I do. So then what happens is if there's penetration, like they'll always try it. They'll go, oh, I'll get in. And I kind of go, I'm going to push you out because I get so tensed up and worked up. I push him right out. So, and it always happens. They're always like, no, I can do it. I can do it. Everybody thinks they're stepping up to the plate. And I'm like, sorry, fella.
Let me just understand. You're saying that with the vibrator, your vagina pushes out the penis.
It contracts.
Even without.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes,
it gets
they're
really tight.
contracting
Yes,
so much.
I know that.
And they are fighting to stay in there. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
know.
I says,
Jackhammer against a jackhammer.
But it is a jackhammer.
Okay,
You got the jackhammer, Andrea. I know
Okay.
what you have.
We all just appreciate
I
how
do.
much we're visualizing Andrea have sex right now. I'm
Okay.
getting a little warm.
Okay.
I know we have to move on, but I still want to solve the problem, but we can get back to it.
I want to add, if I can add one thing, because this is something I've been with as well. And the other component I have experienced is shame around not being able to come with my partner. And I've had partners that went into the, well,
Mhm.
I'm going to be the one. And, and then
Yes.
their ego gets in the way. That was the past. And then now with my partner being so conscious and wanting me to have the pleasure, it's like, that's not even in the room. It doesn't
Mm.
matter anymore. It's not about
Doesn't
him, it's
matter.
about me.
You,
But
yeah.
that took a while. So in the past, it
Yeah.
might have been a challenge with the partners, like, oh, I have to go there. He's going to feel like he didn't do it and blah, 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 versus this is my pleasure. And that's the difference, I think, as we get older, is we can play with that arena with conversation, communication, and bring in the toys and actually invite in the toys. And he brings in the toys and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
so I've been trying some new things and I'm finding myself enjoying it more and really trying to make the effort. I'm telling myself there's no faking it, Andrea. Like either you do or you don't, because I'm not
Right.
helping the next girl if they move on, right? Because they think they're going out all high and mighty. So sounds like we need a whole discussion and a whole
Right?
episode at some point around orgasms. So yeah,
Absolutely. Or two or three.
I'm down.
sure.
I'm down, girl.
So
Multiple.
that's right.
She wants multiples.
All right, moving on. Dawn, what do you got for us? Tell us how it is for you these days.
Oh my goodness, libido, what a ride. So I am like on
Literally.
a right. I didn't even mean to do that. So this is like really a journey for me, and it's sort of gotten woven in with both my backstory as a trauma therapist and then also becoming a constitutional homeopath. So in my first marriage, my ex-husband, bless his heart, was a sex addict, and that really became a thing in our marriage, like a huge problem. And he would sort of weaponize scripture against me when it came to sex. And it
Wow.
really, right, it really did a number. And I already grew up with enough like religious influence and sort of shaming and all that stuff, right? So I think at first there was this work I was doing to reclaim libido from that sort of mental health perspective. But then over time, just the trauma, nervous system, depletion, chronic illness, right? I think libido became a problem from a very real metabolic perspective. I've never had pain with sex. I've never had difficulty with orgasm, but there's just this real nervous system hormonal dysfunction that I've dealt with. And so becoming a constitutional homeopath, I've really been peeling back the layers for various women, like, oh, razor blades during sex, that's one sort of look homeopathically, right? Lack of desire, that's another look homeopathically. And so I'm so thrilled that in my current marriage, I find my husband very attractive. I want to have sex with him, but my body doesn't consistently say like, let's go. And so the further I get homeopathically, the more progress I make with that. And of course I mentioned, right, like we still want to try to have another baby and I'm 45. So it's like really a journey around libido and it's inconsistent at best, but progress all the time. And I'm grateful for that. And I have great
Yeah,
sex and
I love
great
that.
orgasms these days. Yeah.
Can you just explain weaponizing scripture?
Yeah, that like if I didn't want to have sex, that I needed to fulfill my like biblical obligations.
Wifely duties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
Sorry, I was
wow.
not traumatized biblically, so I don't have that layer.
Yeah, okay. I really was.
I
in
thought
a
the
lot of
Bible
ways.
was
Yeah.
against sex, but this is one way the Bible is for sex.
Right,
Got
that's
it.
right. Yeah.
In a very
Yeah.
particular way. Okay, got it.
In a very particular way. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I
it's
love
been a
that.
journey. Fun fact. Before I was married to this husband and before sort of doing a lot of the trauma work and stuff like that, I would actually have orgasms in my sleep.
Woo! Your
Ooh.
subconscious.
Yeah,
Right?
and in your sleep. I mean, I'm so envious right now.
I know. Shit, I can't have one period and she's in her sleep breaking out.
I think I had an orgasm in my sleep this week
Wow,
Did
that's
you?
interesting.
because I woke up and I was like, was I masturbating? But I wasn't.
Yeah, I would
So-
have like sexy dreams and that kind of stuff, right?
That
And those
must be
are
a thing.
yeah, those are indicators in homeopathy too for remedy selection and stuff like that. So that doesn't happen so much anymore, but like sometimes, but not as often. Like now I have orgasms in my relationship.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing, Dawn. Karen, tell us about what's going on with you right now.
So I've been on both ends of the spectrum because I can remember years when I was married, especially like when my kids were little, where I was just so dog tired that like
Mm.
sex was just the farthest thing from my mind. Like I did it, I would say I did it like Lori, you were saying you did it to maintain your relationship, to maintain a connection to your partner. If I'm honest, I did it to manage my partner's mood because there was a definite difference between when he was getting it and when he wasn't.
Said every woman I've
Mm.
ever had in marriage counseling
So, yeah.
ever.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was, it was not something that I looked for. I won't say I didn't necessarily enjoy it all the time, but I didn't look for it. But now I am having the most and the best sex I have ever had before. Like
Wow.
multi-orgasmic, like far beyond what I ever
Mm.
thought was possible. Now, I'll give credit where credit is due. I'm with a partner who is an extraordinary lover. Not,
Mm.
I got a divorce from my ex-husband.
Yeah.
I'm with someone who is really extraordinary. But I will say he's extraordinary both in and out of the bedroom. And for me,
Mm.
that is the X factor.
Yes.
We joke around that like we have an expression, we say foreplay begins at breakfast.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like we manage to keep each other on a low simmer, so it's never very hard to really get like, we're good at that, I think. But it's a journey, and I would say for me, it's a combination of taking great care of my body, tending to my emotional needs, like taking care of, my emotional needs myself, being tuned into that, and just having a relationship that feels very secure. It feels
Mm.
safe. It feels fun. I've realized about myself that I need all of those things to be in place to really desire and enjoy sex.
Release
So,
into the feminine, right?
yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
be
Mhm.
resourced. I mean, if
Mhm.
we're tired and exhausted and not taking care of ourselves, it could be a marathon.
Well,
It
and
can
in
be really
order to
hard.
relax into my
That.
feminine, I had to
Yeah.
have a certain level of trust that my partner was
Big.
stable and supportive. And like, honestly, I think when we're trying to do everything ourselves, we're just so fucking tired
That's
that
it.
we don't
Yeah.
want it.
Yeah.
Junie, I loved how you jumped in with the big.
Big.
We're going to something else. Karen said, I really just need my partner to be, and Junie's like,
Yeah.
big.
Too.
Totally missed it.
We do need another episode for Does
Timing.
Size Matter?
Yes,
We
size
do.
matter.
We've got a lot of topics in the future to discuss here. Ozzy, what's going on with you?
Well, okay. So uh, I was always afraid that I was going to lose because I don't know if any of you have taken the erotic blueprint. I'm an energetic, so everything turns me on. And I would say I have a 12-year-old boy in my brain because I can get really turned on. And I was really afraid to lose that in menopause. And I haven't yet, but it's certainly has slowed down a bit. I'm single, so I really don't have a partner to practice with other than my BOB, purple. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's very purple and um
Big.
and big and
Big
feels
and purple,
good.
just the way we like them.
Yeah. And for me, it's really about just thinking of past lovers that have really
Mm.
activated pleasure in me, and I could it's not hasn't been hard for me to orgasm. I'm someone that can orgasm during intercourse or penetration. And yeah, I do miss sex. So my libido
Mm.
hasn't gone yet. So uh, my fear has not come
Come
true. But I also know, and Karen, I'm thank you for saying that because I say this to all my couples. It sex does begin in the beginning of the day. It doesn't. Well, if you plan to have sex in the evening, right?
Mhm.
It does begin before. So right, there's the foreplay, there is the warming up, there is activating pleasure in the body before the actual act. And so I know it's hard for us during menopause because everything sort of slows down, but we can bring it up and we can bring the life back to our sex life, to our libidos. And yeah, but I know everyone's different. So
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my lover.
And you have one
I
right
feel
now,
that.
and it's not your vibrator, it's you
You.
creating time for you.
Yeah.
And I love that you give that to
Yes.
and the safety that Karen was mentioning as well, having someone that you have that journey with, the good communication, all the things to be able to go, I can relax and open. It's good stuff.
And it's all these things. Remember how I was mentioning the other day that in traditional Chinese medicine, they call menopause second spring? Like, we're meant to have Junie's experience with sex in menopause. Like, that is the
Wow.
design. We're supposed to be less burdened by childcare and work. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be sort of well resourced and rested and experiencing this rebirth of our sexuality. That's the design. And when it's not that, it means something's out of balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is our time to
Interesting.
come back to our body.
Yeah.
So we're having a different relationship with the body, right? And as we're having a different relationship, we now can be, again, we could access pleasure. We could find pleasure in moments and practice that. That's something I also give a lot of my clients is, can you find pleasure in the moment? When you find pleasure in the moment, and it could be anything. It doesn't have to be sexual. Pleasure is not sexual necessarily, right? It's a sensation. And so when we can activate that, I believe we could have a different type of libido.
Yeah.
I
I also,
love all of these stories.
something that Karen said about getting needs met, take self-care. There's something to be said about this stage of life where we actually start to ask for what we want and what
Yes.
we desire. That was
Yes.
something I couldn't do until I did the work. And that's one of the things that I help the women with which is why can't you? And let's dig underneath around what is that about around this is what works for me. This doesn't work for me. This feels good. It doesn't feel good. To be able to really share that. And again, creating that safe place to be able to get our needs met. And to me, that's why second half of life is so awesome because we're able to kind of go, well, my needs matter. And I'm going to share what's going on inside of me and
Exactly.
build that intimacy in that way.
I love this because I feel like everybody kind of put a positive spin. So technically, we're putting the positivity back in menopause, right? Which feels great, where everybody seems excited about it instead of looking at it in such a negative way. So I love that we're all open and share those stories. So let's let's do our cultural watch and talk a little bit about what the world is doing out there. Karen has some great statistics for us on what normal people are doing. And then we're going to touch base a little bit on some of the celebrities and what they're doing because we want to get to our third segment really quick because we're excited to talk about our Never Have I Ever
Legs
stuff,
wide
too.
open.
That's right.
Legs
So,
wide open. Karen, tell us what the world is doing.
yes. So, we've probably all heard the statistic, and it's kind of startling that nearly 50% of women between the ages of 45 and 64 have just lost interest in intimacy. But we don't
Wow.
often hear this statistic, which I found super interesting. And it actually relates a lot to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
They say that 61% of menopausal women will say that libido shifts were not necessarily due to hormones, but more about emotional fatigue and a sense of invisibility. And I think that speaks to like the fact that as we've said, there are a lot of things at play beyond menopause and hormones, right? Like we will a lot of times hear women, sort of say with resignation, like, oh, I'm in menopause, I have no libido. And I mean, this might be a bit of a controversial opinion, but I think it's a cop out. I think that, the women who are resigning themselves to a second half of life without sex, without intimacy, without pleasure, what they're really, I think, afraid to do is look under the hood at the emotional issues and the relational issues that are at play. Because let's face it, there are lots of, if it's a matter of vaginal dryness, if it's a matter of low estrogen, there are plenty of things we can do to address that. But I think a lot of women are just opting out because they don't want to.
Self-abandonment.
Yeah, they really just don't want to do the work of like, shit, I might have to upend my life and make some really big changes in order to have great sex again. So maybe I'll just avoid all of that and resign myself to a life without pleasure.
Because
It's a problem in our society.
I
It's
think
not
I think
just self-abandonment, it's also abandoning one's partner
Yes,
as a punishment. I mean, just to put it totally bluntly.
absolutely.
Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. Ozzy, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, just because I also think that a lot of times we think that sex is for someone else, and rather than owning it, that it's actually our experience, right? So it's if we start to own it as our experience, we might have a different outcome.
approach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Salma Hayek, it was one of the quotes that we found was that she says, at 48, I realized I don't just want sex, I want to feel fucking seen. Says it.
Yeah. That's interesting. And she's hot. She's on like Sports Illustrated lately. Have
I
y'all seen
know.
her?
She
I
is hot.
mean, wow. Wow.
I'd switch teams
And
for her.
Yeah. But that's
well,
it, right? Like it's not
yeah.
just about the man and pleasing the man or even the relationship, but it's about this need that we have to feel like we're seen, to feel like we're appreciated, recognized, honored.
That we have value.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I took down a few celebrity notes on that too, because Jennifer Aniston, she's joking that she is chronically horny, but she's also she's also really tired, which is, I think, that balance that we're trying to figure out. Like, yeah, we want sex, but oh, do I have to move to get it? Can I just lay here? Right. Because we're just too tired. So there's a lot of different people out there in the celebrity world that are all kind of struggling. And like Chelsea Handler, she's been really open and honest about her sex life after menopause. And so she basically said, I'm having a lot of sex. And she was highlighting her embrace of the present moment. And she said she's just shedding her past insecurities. So I think that's really good. She said menopause has liberated her from previous
Right.
concerns.
Yes.
So that is very exciting. Also, I read that Glenn Close in an interview back in 2019, she debunked the myth that sexuality diminishes with age. She stated that she feels as free and as creative, as sexual and as eager as she ever has.
Great.
So there seems to be, and I don't know her age. I know she's pretty much older, even in 2019, like 6 years ago. She's got to be, she's probably close to in her 60s, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jane Seymour also said she has found hormone replacement therapy. So that has been really huge for her, like Junie said. And that's very transformative. So she said it significantly improved her mood and her overall quality of life. So that would be a big suggestion, if you are wanting to get your sex life back and you're really struggling with where you're at, to talk to your doctor and see if you can get on hormone replacement therapy, because that does change a lot of things. It makes you nice and juicy down there.
Do the research, find your path. I mean, there's just so many different ways, including homeopathy, as Dawn mentioned.
Oh, yeah. I have testosterone in potency. I have estrogen and progesterone, all of it in potency, right? So then it just balances versus anyways, we don't have to get in the weeds about that. But yeah, there are so many solutions, right? There's always a solution.
Yeah, absolutely. Find a hotter man.
Find a hotter
man. Yeah.
And the next one. That's me. I'm single. I can say that.
I'm giving myself a prescription slip called "Get the children out of the house."
Right. Yes. Right.
And stop being able to be pregnant. I'm so perimenopausal. I'm so close, but not quite. And then I hope we're still talking in 5 or 10 years so I can be like, and now that the kids are out of the house and I definitely can't get pregnant, who knows who I'm going to be? I really think
it. Yes.
Exciting. I think to your point, Karen, hormones are one thing, but the whole social emotional phenomena and obviously your relationship with your partner is a whole other thing. But I don't even know what life would be like if the focus was me. Right. That's just so wild. It's such a wild concept. I like it.
It's a transition. It's a new chapter in your life.
Yeah. Well, something interesting I was going to say for you, Karen, too, is, and we've talked about this before, that you and your boyfriend do not live together. You live in separate homes, right? And I wonder if there's something to that. There's a little bit, that excitement still to see each other. It feels like you're still dating. You're not seeing him, in his worst every day, right? So there might be something there too. Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. All right, ladies, we are going to move on to our next segment, which is our legs wide open segment. We are just excited to talk.
Did we all shave?
Do we all shave? That's a great question. We can have a whole episode on that. Grooming. That's right. So we're going to do a little game called Never Have I Ever. I'm sure everybody's heard of it, but we're doing Never Have I Ever ... to improve my libido. So we have a couple topics here. I'm going to list them out. We've all got our paddles, which is our thumbs up and our thumbs down paddles. For those that are listening, we will also be verbal. Don't worry. So you can hear us. All right. So we're going to start out with our first one. Never have I ever read erotica to improve my libido. Ladies?
Well, I'm confused about the double negative. Never have I ever. So this means I have never, or
it means you have done it.
If you have done it.
If you have done it.
I need
it
to
is
be
kind of a double negative.
I have read every Sarah J. Maas fairy smut book that she has written.
Wow.
Please share.
That's amazing. So for those just listening, we have 5 yeses who have read erotica and solely me who has not because I'm not a big reader.
I think we need to hear from you, Andrea.
We need to talk, Andrea.
Can you get a book on tape? What
I
are we
need
doing?
some smut and I need it fast.
What is it?
Not.
I got
No,
it.
I fall asleep when I start reading. And so then I'm like even worse. I have no desire then.
We need a good book that grabs you.
That's hilarious. I think
Yeah.
it needs
Sleeping
auditory.
Beauty. Did
Yeah.
anyone read Sleeping Beauty?
No.
Oh my God.
Is it an
Anne
To
erotica?
Rice-
be fair, some of
it
them
is.
can be pretty ridiculous.
Anne Rice, under another name, wrote this whole series about Sleeping Beauty. And it's like dark eros, kind of S&M. It's like a lot of things. Oh my God. But it's
Is that what you're
the
saying?
pr-
We'll keep her awake.
it's like, oh yeah, it wakes you up. It wakes you up. And yeah, it's, oh my God, it's so hot.
Ooh.
Okay, but Andrea, would you fall asleep if you were listening, or is it just the act of reading?
I guess it would be whoever's talking. I mean, if they're talking dirty in my ear, I might be good with that.
Yeah.
I might like that.
I'll
you
put
might,
dirty
you
in
might
your
grab
ear.
Bob.
I'll call
Late
her.
at night?
I'm going to do
Andrea,
that.
okay,
I'm going to find a
Just bring
smut.
Bob. Just bring Bob and have
Okay.
Bob like right by your side, right?
And then audio.
and then start reading, and then use Bob while you're reading.
I mean, that sounds like quite an evening.
It's a party.
I want
We're going to
homework.
need another man.
Wait, let's keep going. I want us all to get homework. Keep
I'll
going.
go
Just
Just
you wait, friends. Just you wait.
I feel like I might be trying some new things. Okay.
I got you,
All right,
Lori. I got you.
Okay, I'm going to save a couple. I'm going to get the boring ones out first, and then we're going to hit more of the hotter ones. Okay, never have I ever watched porn together to improve my libido. If you've watched porn, raise your paddle. All right, everybody. Everybody has
really?
watched
Okay.
porn with
Okay.
with a partner at some point.
Yeah. Low hanging fruit.
Yes. Yes. Now, okay, question for that. So Karen, when you do that, do you find that it increases do you guys have like bigger sexual activity after, or is it just
No.
kind of like a let's watch
I did
No.
it exactly once, and I was like, it does nothing for me. I found
Interesting.
it so unsexy that I have never done it since. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I find it hard to find. Well, first of all, I think I'm still embarrassed to look for porn, and I still think that the internet is going to track me and punish me.
Yeah, I know.
But I also need a good recommendation because there's so much that I don't want to see. What have you
Right.
learned? Help me out. What are your tips?
It's not something I do anymore either. I think it was definitely like a younger, different time, different season, different mindset, different level of self-awareness or embodiment. I don't have any good advice for you anymore.
Okay, good to know.
Interesting. So I find for myself, and I'm not bisexual, I'm not a lesbian, but I enjoy watching two women. Actually, let me rephrase it. I enjoy listening to two women. So going back to the story, the audio might work for me because I like to just
interesting,
listen
yeah.
to the moaning and the groaning, and that's what gets me turned on. And
Love
it
that.
works more with two women for some reason.
Well,
Yeah.
because you are a woman, so you could associate with how it feels
Yeah.
to be a woman. I would
It's
imagine
also,
more
it's also
easily.
more sensual too, right? There's sensuality, and that could turn you on.
Yeah. Interesting.
Actually, I love that you brought that up. We haven't talked about it, but I think, for a lot of women, especially women at this age who are struggling with libido issues, sexuality is sometimes hard to access, but sensuality is a great like tool to then
Yes.
I think
I like
sometimes we discount the sexiness of a hot bath or
Mm.
just things that are that are experiences
Sensory.
that just kind of turn your body on because women are so disconnected from their bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dancing.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You know?
dancing,
Yeah.
and singing.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
wants homework?
I've been giving myself dancing and singing homework.
Yeah.
It really works.
Well, we all saw Karen's dance
That's
video
right.
for us to our theme
Karen,
song.
you look
That
so
was
good
fun.
in that.
dance.
Oh
That
my
was great.
God. Yes.
hearing any porn recommendations. I'm not.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying.
I just want to throw in that, there's so many different types of porn. And if you're willing to like lean into that, you just go, does that turn me on? Does that turn me on? Does that turn me on? And I was with someone for a while who was very much into the dominant, submissive role. And I didn't really know much about it. And I was very scared about it too. And then as we worked together with that realm. And then I kind of looked at it. I was like, wow, this is actually a big turn on. And that's kind of where I ventured into now. So regular porn, it's like does nothing for me, but a little edgy, a little control shit. It's like,
You're like
ooh,
the
that's
kinky.
kink. Kink.
Yes,
Exactly.
like the kinky.
Totally love the kink. Yeah.
We're changing Junie's name to Kinky Moon.
All right. I want all you guys to take if you haven't already, the erotic blueprint.
Yeah, that's a
quiz.
good idea.
Oh,
I'll send it to you guys.
yeah. Okay, perfect.
It's a
I'll
great
put it in the show
resource.
notes too for anybody else that wants to do it. All right, the next one we have is never have I ever tried lingerie or costume to improve my libido. So if you have, everybody has.
Lingerie,
Okay.
but I've never tried a costume.
Yeah.
Costume. So that's like more of a role play,
really?
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, which was one of my other
cheerleader,
questions later.
nurse, maid,
Nothing?
No.
teacher,
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Teacher?
Yeah.
Lonely
Naughty
housewife?
little teacher with her hair up.
Okay.
The bunny rabbit outfit, and I love hopping around, and he has to chase me.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, my husband likes animals too. He likes
Oh,
cute
your little
furry
animals, but it's
Your
kind
little
of cute,
furry.
you know. It's like
Why
find me.
Why not?
Wait, we want to hear everybody. I love that, Junie. Oh my God.
Yeah,
That is so
I
good.
don't get hot flashes anymore, but I'm getting so hot.
Oh, my
Everybody's using their
word.
paddle as a fan now. That's pretty funny. That is great. I love it. But I also find with lingerie that, some guys just they're not into it because it comes off so fast half the time, right? So then you're just like, what's the point?
Well, and
I'm
that
like,
may be, but I'm into it, right? I think the thing
Yeah,
that's sort
me
of a lingerie killer for me is having young children, like it's a lot
yeah.
harder these days, I think, to just have that time and space. But I love
Yeah.
lingerie. I love how sexy I feel in lingerie. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Here's a good one, you guys. Never have I ever sunned my butthole to improve my libido.
What the heck?
Come
What
on,
the what?
friends.
Okay, Dawn, we need an explanation.
Dawn, we need to know.
Okay, let's clarify. Hold on. Dawn
Try
is
to-
the only one. Hold on. Dawn is the only one who raised her paddle that she has sunned her butthole. So we're zoning in here. What you got?
And
right.
Dawn, please explain it to us like we're lay people, not
Like
layman
science.
terms.
Can I
Not
show,
science
can I
geeks,
show
okay?
you? Okay, so it's
Show
not just
us.
your butthole, right? But it's your perineum. So if you Google like health benefits of sunning your perineum or your butthole, right? The first thing it's going to say is improvement in libido and a handful of other things. Now, it is a very thin-skinned area, so it doesn't need a lot of sun. Sun is very healing. It charges our batteries, all sorts of things, right? And there was a trend for a while, for years, on TikTok and YouTube and all these places. And I promise you, some very famous celebrities that you know and love have like recorded themselves sunning their butthole and put it on TikTok.
Are you fully naked or are you wearing something when you're
So does it matter?
Logistical questions.
So it probably started for me. I've lived a lot of the years in the Florida Keys, which just like likens itself to, some radical sexual behavior, right? So, but I'd be out on the paddleboard with my husband or whatever in like a mangrove forest in a hidden area, right? And we'd just be like naked in the sun, maybe me more than him, right? And so I just always noticed that like naked in the sun is really, really good for my libido. And then this TikTok trend started. And so I have a second story patio behind some palm trees in my house now, right? And so if I'm just laying on the patio and I just get naked, but like legs open, legs wide open. And for less than a minute, it doesn't take long, but I would be shocked if you didn't experience like a very quick libido boost from that. Mm-hmm.
right.
So I'm trying to picture this. So are you laying back in your...
We need a visual, Dawn.
I know.
How flexible are you?
Very. So like a lot of the guys on the internet that have done it, right? They'll like literally stand and like do a forward fold and put their butt up to the sky, right?
Okay.
But I'll just like lay on my patio sofa or the ground, like whatever, the ground. Yeah, with my legs open, right? And as long as the sun is like,
But you're on your back.
Oh.
yeah, on my back.
Got it.
Okay,
Either
I'm glad
way.
you explained because I was picturing a full-on headstand with your legs wide open in a V.
Yes,
so
you can see that on TikTok and YouTube. You can go find that very easily on the internet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
but
and
you're
then
gonna get
there-
targeted for.
And then it even became a thing where like those people were being made fun of, the wellness people, right? And then there were the parody accounts making fun of people who send it. But anyways, I personally have felt a benefit.
Okay.
So
We are
there you have it.
educated.
Amazing.
We have been edified.
I have
So
lived.
there's that. Who knew we needed a diagram for this episode? But we do.
I think we did.
All right, moving on to our next one. Never have I ever tried new toys in order to improve my libido.
I'm a
Okay,
fan.
everybody's
Yay.
tried
I'm a
new
fan.
Of
Yeah.
toys.
Yeah.
toys. Okay, so let's go around one by one and just say what your favorite toy is that you like to use. Maybe we'll all learn something by something new. Junie.
The Satisfier. It has like someone turned me on to this, and it is my go-to. It like kind of does like a little sucking thing to your clit.
Oh,
Holy shit! That's
wow.
all I'll say.
Okay.
Whoop,
It's
the
my old
Satisfier.
faithful. Yes,
Amazon?
the Satisfier. Anywhere. Yep.
Don't get it on Amazon. Get it at a local sex shop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Support your
okay,
local
support
sex
your
shop.
local business.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, Lori.
Satisfier. I have not really found a toy I like. This is my favorite toy
Oh.
right here.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, your finger,
If
your
you're
finger.
listening, I just like my hands. I think my hands know best.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm open. I'm open.
Okay.
That thing Junie said sounds good. I would try
Yeah,
it.
we might have to do some experimenting. Dawn,
Yes,
what do
I'll
you
take
got?
homework.
I'm sort of with Lori. Like, I think that there's, I don't know, just something really, really sexual about, hand play and I don't know, like intimacy, right? So, but we've tried a bunch of different little, I have this tiny little vibrator. But the thing that I love about trying toys, I think, is more about how it feels more vulnerable with my partner, how I get a window into how I don't know, it's something more about the connection or the adventure together that feels sexy to me than the actual toy.
Yeah.
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 I like it.
I dig
Nice.
that.
Okay. Ozzy?
Mm-hmm. I've done
Mhm.
so.
Mm. Mm.
Here
We're
it comes.
listening.
Benoit balls. Have you ever tried the Benoit balls?
Ah.
So I was dating a guy. I mean, not really, but we were getting it on. Yes, and so one day he sent me a text, and he knew that I had these balls, and he gave me orders. So throughout the whole day, he gave me orders as to what to do with them. So I put him in,
Interesting.
and then he gave me some orders, and then through text, and then I went to my book club with them in, and he was sexting the whole time, and
Oh.
until I got home. They were still in, and then he showed up, and then he
Oh.
let
Sounds
your
amazing.
imagination.
That was
That's
hot.
Yeah.
Very
Hot.
hot.
I
Yeah.
love it.
It was
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Karen, what do you got?
To admit, I haven't used toys in a really long time. But I'll tell you what we love is I make, and I'm in the process of making it, like, to market it, an
Ooh.
intimate body butter that smells
Oh.
like the most amazing dark chocolate. And
Ooh.
it's like an oil. You can use it all over your body, but it's the best lube. And
Oof.
I mean, when I tell you, like, he loves it as much as I do, it's just amazing. So although it's not a toy,
Wow.
that's the
Yeah,
only sort
no.
of thing that I use
adjacent.
regularly that
I would
really
call
is like
that
a turn on.
toyish.
Yeah.
Yeah, toyish.
All right.
Nice. I'll buy that.
I'll finish it off real quick. I enjoy using my large vibrator as well as beads, like, that are, particularly, they probably are anal beads, but I don't put them in my anal. I put them up in my vagina. And then when I am going to orgasm from the
pull 'em
vibrator,
out?
I have him pull it out. And oof,
Ooh, I
it's
wanna
like
try that.
everything.
I'm excited
Yes,
about
it is
that one. Oh, yay. That's a new one.
It's good. It is good. It just gives this feeling of like it completely takes everything out of you.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
really, really
Yeah.
nice.
I
Yeah.
love
Cool.
it. I'm
Wow.
learning so
Well,
much.
there you go.
We have some shopping to do, ladies.
Yes, we do. Well, all right, ladies, that was so fun playing that
Yes,
game. I love
thank
that.
you.
We have to do that again. We'll do some different ones next time, but I love doing that. Well, that is it for our episode this week, you guys. We hope you're enjoying our raw and real stories because we're really putting it out there. And
We're
we
enjoying it.
are.
We have the best
I mean, we're
time.
not playing around here. So I love that. So if you guys like what you're listening to, please reach out to us and let us know. You can find us on social media at the Menopause Love Lounge, and you can email us at themenopauselovelounge.com. You'll find us there. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a review. We love doing this and talking about this, but we want to hear from you guys, and we want you to be a part of our lounge. So don't forget, the seat is always safe for you guys to join us. So please come in from all of us. Thank you guys for joining us. Bye.
Bye.